I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY, child. I know that these YouTube streets are a-rockin' with news that Melody Cherie from previously of Love and Marriage Huntsville lost her court case. And child, I was debating on whether or not I should put
Hey
this.
y'all, this is DYANAROZAY.
Oops, sorry. I was debating on whether or not I should postpone this live, but I am not.
This is DYANAROZAY.
Oops, sorry. I was debating on whether or not. Child, there's so much going on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I'm not postponing it. I am here. I am here. I am here. And I will talk about the other things later. I also got some information to share about Destiny. And I'm going to talk about that later. We will get to it, child, because this is clearly one of those Saturdays where shit is just going to rock out. You know what I'm saying? But you guys will get to this video eventually. We are here to talk about Belle Collective Season 7, Episode 12. And I called it Ambushed again because, baby, Letitia really is getting smacked about the head and shoulders by this Belle Collective. These ladies continue to, spread her and Glenn's business amongst each other before they give her the benefit of the doubt and, tell her about it. And that's unfortunate. But I would like for you to take the poll at the top of the chat. Let me know how you feel, because Selena may have messed up big time, okay? Anyway, let's get to the story. Okay, here we go. Let me have my Stevie Wonder show, my Stevie Wonder shirt. Okay, you guys, so it opens with Tisha and Selena. They actually are at this boutique and they are meeting up with Marie because Marie has this date or this whatever thing, they got dating event going on at the end of the evening. And she said, baby, I want you to dress a certain way. Okay. You seem to attract the wrong kind of man in them cat suits and things. So we're going to be here to guide you on what to dress, how to look, things like that. Right. And Marie's being a real good sport about it because truly nobody on the show dresses like Marie. Marie has her own style. And I'm not even saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that Marie loves a thigh-high boot and a cat suit, and everybody knows it. And she'll wear it to the gym, to the grocery store, to the business meeting. It does not matter. That's just her signature. Well, apparently the ladies were trying to tell her in a subtle way that, baby, you're going to have to retire those damn cat suits and try to find yourself a man with some quality to him. You know what I'm saying? And of all the people who were sharing this information, it happened to have been Selena and Letitia Pearson. Okay. So anyway, Selena decides to give her Miss Marie the rules of engagement, which I found hilarious. Marie's being a very good sport about it. But she said, when you get on this date, Marie, no bodysuits. Even then, show up right. Show up with a full outfit on, okay? The man don't need to see everything you're working with. No phones at the table. Don't talk about your ex. Nobody gives a shit about Cedric or any of them other buckets that you used to date, okay? She said also, leave them boots alone. The boots that comes up to the crotch, retire them. Go ahead and put those away and put them damn jeans away, girl. We know it's you before we even get to see you good. You know what I'm saying? So Marie sits there, she smiles. This is all stuff that you take in when your friends talk about you like this. This is the stuff you take in and you just, you know what I'm saying? You catalog it like, okay, I might not say anything to you now, but a year from now, 2 years from now, this is the shit that's going to come up later. That's for sure. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the chat. You said Texas in the house. Why would she wait to tell her? Don't know. Anyway, Marie ends up putting on this shit that Selena picked out for her. The first one looked like an old nightgown, and that's not even a joke. It was supposed to be a dress. It looked like an old mammish nightgown. And Marie says before she even puts the clothes on, she was like, "Please don't have me looking mama-ish." No, baby, not mama-ish, mammish, as in mammy, mammish. Anyway, that first gown, mammish. The second thing she put on was some sort of was like a brown pink. No, it was a gold jumpsuit. A gold jumpsuit, right? It was loose fitting. And Marie said, "Well, this is like you said no jumpsuits, and this is a jumpsuit." And they were quick to correct me. Quick to correct Marie. Marie, that's a jumpsuit, not a cat suit. There's a difference. There's a difference. Please know the difference. And then the last thing they put her on was some sort of brown and pink floral dress down past the ankles. Hideous. Even that did not look like something Marie should wear. None of Marie's personality, none of who she is as a person was in any of the clothing. Maybe the gold, maybe, okay, to her granddaughter's, first communion type of shit, but everything else garbage. And Tisha and Selena. Oh, Marie, I love it. I love it, girl. Put them glasses on. Let me see you with the glasses. I kept saying, why would y'all do that? Why would y'all do that to her? But anyway, Marie clocked it. Like I said, she was a good sport about it. And she said, let me go take this off. Thank y'all for helping me out. And she said, I'm not buying any of this shit. All of it is going to stay right here at the store. I'm sure I got something in my closet that I can wear. Very good, Marie, because they tried to sell you up the river with that one, okay? All right, next up we have Mr. Glenn Pearson, Letitia Pearson's husband. Baby, he said, listen, Mike had a divorce before. Mike is about to marry Selena. Oh, hold on. I forgot to mention this. Also, while they were at the boutique, Selena is telling Tisha that she is swamped with all these wedding plans. She said, baby, I don't know up from down, left from right. And y'all remember Tisha said she didn't ask me to help. She asked Tambra and she asked Tree. So I'm going to say the fuck out of it. Well, now she's crying the blues to Letitia. This is important because of what she's going to do to her later. And she said, and Tisha said, listen, do you want my help? I'll be happy to help you. And she said, yes, I would love it. So they make plans for Letitia to come to Selena's house. Just so you know, okay? I don't want to skip that part. Now let's move on to Glenn. Okay, Glenn with his gold chains and his mirror reflected glasses. He ends up meeting Mike, the fiance of Selena, for drinks and really to pick his brain a little bit because Mike has had a divorce before. So Glenn says to him, listen, man, I'm going through some shit that I ain't never been through before, and I need to hear from you because you've gone through a divorce. What was that like? Because I've already met with a divorce lawyer. Tisha is moving funny as fuck. She wants separate bank accounts. She wants post-nups. There's all kinds of things that I ain't even heard before. Didn't even know she knew the language too. So I'm a little confused and I want to know what I should be expecting because Glenn is trying to lawyer up, okay? So Mike looks at him and says, are you serious? He said, hell yeah. And Mike said, well, I don't know any of the terminology you're discussing either, because when things went down with me and my first wife, I got kicked the hell out. And we didn't talk about separation of nothing until we was in that damn courtroom. So no, I can't help you there, brother. But what I can say is that if you're already talking to divorce lawyers, it's going to be hard to walk that back. Like, if you don't know exactly what it is that you're doing or talking about, you should be talking to Tisha about it. But he sits there and listens to him bitch a little bit. And Mike says, I don't know what you two are going through, but what I can say is I'm going to ride with you, whether you're with Tisha or not. Okay? You and I are still going to be cool. But yeah. At this point, for Glenn to have gone to the divorce attorney and for that attorney to say, even if you're not moving forward with divorce and you said you love that woman to pieces, still move forward. For Glenn to still move forward with a post-nup, still move forward with figuring out what your assets truly are, so that if it does come to this, you guys won't be so blindsided by shit, right? For him to have met with the lawyer, for the lawyer to have told Glenn out of her own mouth, stop talking to your buddies because they don't know shit. You paid to talk to me, but don't talk to anybody else. Go home, talk to your wife. And she told him, don't give her a whole bunch of bullshit for asking for a post-nup. Don't do that. Just find out where she is in her headspace. Glenn is doing the opposite. He's running around town telling everybody but his wife. So I'm going to put him in the mix too, because you should have never told Mike this without saying to him at the very minimum, you know, my wife and your wife is cool. Don't go back and tell her this. He had an obligation to do that, and he did not. And that makes me think that Glenn kind of wanted it to get to her from the back end. You know what I'm saying? Because Glenn liked to push buttons and see how the shit plays out later. Glenn is funny moving too. I'm not giving him any credit. He's funny moving, period. So anyway, after they finish up their little dinner or whatever, they part ways. And now we got Selena and Tambra. They go visit Latrice at the crib. Okay, y'all know Latrice got that nice big house, and it's just her and Clifford. And so she decides to invite the girls over to do a little meditation and yoga out by her pool. She probably don't even go outside either unless there's a whole bunch of people, unless she's inviting someone over there. Y'all know how people are. Anyway, they come over, child, dressed in their two-piece outfits and their yoga mats. And Selena tries to lead the girls in this meditation and in doing these yoga exercises, of which she knew how to do neither. Both of them fail, huge fail. Even Tambra was like, baby, what are we doing? I ain't never heard anybody say, hold this pose for 3 seconds and then hop up, child. So she was like, enough of that. Let's eat these sandwiches and drink this drink. Let's eat these sandwiches and drink this drink, okay? Anyway, hold on. While they're sitting there, the ladies end up rehashing Kelly's influencer event. And Tambra said that both Marie and Tisha were out of pocket and very petty, talking about how horrible the event was in earshot of everybody. They said, what the hell is wrong with them? And then Treese makes some comments about how she doesn't know why they don't know how to control themselves and be adults, and that she hopes they get better, you know, with the bills and other events. Selena also thanks Latrice for finding her a minister for the wedding. She said, thank you for finding an officiant, child, because I certainly didn't have one. And I am so behind on what we're supposed to do with this wedding. And I think the wedding is like 2-3 weeks away, like literally around the corner. She still didn't even have an officiant yet. So she thanks Treese for getting her one. Mind you, Treese and Tambra are supposed to be helping her. But Tambra said, or excuse me, Treese said, I've been trying to help the girl, and it's like she doesn't want us to help. Every time we try to ask her a question, she either got it or she's putting more on herself than she needs to by introducing all this other shit. So at this point, we don't even know how to help her, okay? And Tambra doesn't say much of anything because y'all know Tambra's overwhelmed with her own damn life. So she was happy to be a part of it. But if you don't know how you want it to be done, she ain't going to help you out any other way, okay? Just give me the invite and I'll see you there. Anyway, after all of that nonsense, Selena ends up telling Treese and Tambra what her husband told her while he was pillow talking. The same Selena who told all the Bells anything that serious should never be discussed with everybody. Remember when she said, when they were talking to her about her husband or her fiance having a baby out there in them streets, a side baby? She basically came to every single one of them and said, did you know? Did you know about this? Did you know about this? And why didn't y'all tell me? So that same Selena who felt like somebody had sideswiped her with all this big information, she said, bitch, do y'all know that Glenn is out here meeting with divorce lawyers about Letitia, and not just meet with divorce lawyers, talking about finances and post-nups. And both Treese and Tambra sat there with their mouth like, you are lying to me. Okay? Treese said, under no circumstances should that could be asking for a divorce, anything. I would have thought that Letitia would have went to a divorce attorney long before him. And she said, I got to talk to my girl, Tisha, about this shit, because he shouldn't be doing any of this, as dirty and low down as he is. And even Tambra said, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm not even sad about it. Okay? Because that's a horrible ass relationship. And none of us should be fighting to keep those two together. This is Tambra's 2 cents. The one who had a baby out of wedlock. She said, bitch, that's a horrible relationship. It's toxic. And I'm never going to hand clap, foot stump, nothing for a relationship like that. I don't give a shit if she does want to stay. Even if she says she wanted to stay, I'm staying mute. Get up out of there. That's Tambra. They are all talking curses over this woman's relationship. All because of Selena. Selena sitting there in the middle, nodding her head and smiling. No, Selena. Dirty, dirty. Anyway, after all of that, Treese tells Selena to keep Mike far away from Glenn before he gets his dirty ass mojo all over her. Okay, she said, Glenn got enough problems and you are trying to get married. Little do they know, Mike already said, I don't give a damn what's going on between you and your wife. We are always going to be cool, okay? I don't care what Selena has to say. And he did say, though, he said, I ain't never had no post-nup or prenup, and I don't give a shit what happens next. If me and Selena don't work out, she can have all that shit. That's what Mike said when he was talking to him about the post-nup stuff. He said, I don't even care. I don't want to hear it because she can have it. I don't care. So that's that on that. All right, let's talk about Marie. In the next scene, Marie meets up with her real daddy, okay? Her real daddy for lunch. Is my sister here? I think I saw her. Sure did. Here she is. That's my sister. We got the same mama, same daddy, child. Just reminded me. Anyway, Marie meets up with her daddy for lunch, and she's there to, seek some advice from him on dating and other things. Marie said that her dad has been a big influence in her life, that he helped her raise her children while she was out there getting PhDs and running businesses and shit. She said that she became a millionaire while she was in her 20s, which is a huge feat because the kids, at least some of the sons that she's shown on the television so far, they don't have a whole lot of get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Typically, when you have somebody in your family with that type of ambition, you know what it looks like. You're doing everything you can to wake up before the sun rises and go to bed, when the sun's about to come back. You got 2 hours of sleep. But Marie is telling her father, even though she has that type of ambition and that type of get up and go, her sons don't seem to. And right now, I guess the oldest son, we heard this conversation, I think in the last episode or the episode before. She said, listen, he finally came to me and said that he wants to open a dispensary. And so I want to help him, but he got to know what the ins and outs of business look like. He needs to know what lows and highs look like, failures look like, because it's really easy to get discouraged. And right now, I'm working on opening my next mental health facility. And this was a 22-room facility. And she said, who knew that I would have like 22 or whatever number she gave, mental health and home care facilities in the state of Mississippi. Y'all know she got awarded by the governor. She got some sort of plaque or recognition for the work that she does in Jackson. So she said, right now, she's in a place where she's thinking about legacy. She's also not feeling well. She has cysts in her breast that she needs to get removed. And she said her white blood count is really low. So now she's thinking about retiring and, what life looks like. I've built all of this for my children, but my children don't seem interested. And she tells her father, I want them all to learn the business. I want them to know what this is. Even if they don't want to do it, they should know what it looks like so that it can help them with whatever their future dreams are, which is pretty impressive because typically when the kids don't want to do something that you built from your own hands and mind, you'll just sell that shit. I don't care. But she said, I want them in here. I want them to learn what I've done. I want them to know it, even if they don't want to do it, so that they can use it for their own dreams and whatever future they want to build for themselves, which was really, really interesting to say. I don't know. I mean, we've seen this shit. Warren Buffett said he's given every dollar he made away. Them kids and grandkids don't get shit except a college education. That's what he said anyway. And if you want some advice on what to put your money on in regards to stock, I'll give it to you. But my money goes with me. It's going to whatever the charities are. I'll take care of your mama until she gone, and then that's it, right? I don't even know if he still has a wife, but I think she might have passed away already. But yeah, that's really impressive in regards to legacy. So I just want to put that out there. She also asked her father. She said, listen, I'm about to do this dating thing, child. And she wants to know from her dad, what type of man does he think she should date? To which he did not answer. And she also said that all of her friends think that she's too hard with men. And she's even heard that from men like Cedric, that she's too hard. And her dad said, baby, you're going to compensate. You're going to compensate wherever these niggas lack. So if they come to you hard, then you'll be softer. But if they come to you soft, you're going to be harder. And she said, you ain't never lied. Okay. He said, don't change shit. They either come to you correct or they don't come at all. Okay. And that's how the scene ends. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the chat. Hit the like button, share the video, and take the poll at the top. Okay. All right. Now we are at Selena's house. She's at the crib talking to a woman named Stacy about the wedding. I guess Stacy is the wedding planner. And this is actually Letitia Pearson's connection. Okay. So while she's on the phone with Stacy trying to square these details away for the last month, the couple of weeks she has left, Tisha knocks on the door. And she comes in and you hear Miss Stacy say that it's crunch time. We don't have any time to go back and forth and argue about what you like and what you don't like. You need to nail something now. She said weddings usually take a year to get everything ordered and all this other stuff, right? And she said, right now, baby, you don't have any time at all. And you got all these plans in your head that has nothing to do with any vendor in the US of A or outside of that. Listen, Selena is asking for the chapel to be dressed in some sort of boho themed. She wants the reception to be glamour themed. Who knows what the dress looks like? Who knows what everything else is going on? And Miss Stacy said, me and you have had many of arguments where we've ended these conversations with you in tears, child. So if you want something, you're going to have to pick what's available, basically. Pick what's available, or you're going to have to reschedule this shit because there's no way we're going to get it done. We are already pushing it to the limit. Okay. Now, while she's saying all this on the phone, we got Letitia over there being all concerned. Oh my God, girl, what do you want me to do? How can I help? Okay. And then Tisha even says to her, are you sure you want to have it now? Maybe it's best to postpone it. Maybe we can do it for next year. That way you get everything you want. And Selena said, absolutely not. I got to get married on April 4th at 4 p.m. And the only time April 4th at 4 p.m. falls on a Saturday is this year, because it also has to be a Saturday. Okay. She said, if it ain't a Saturday, April 4th at 4 p.m., the fourth day of the month, the fourth day at 4 p.m., I don't want it. We won't get married. That is how particular she is, if it tells you nothing else. And I understand that sometimes people feel like their wedding day it has to be a certain day. But if she is this picky, you can best believe you can best believe that she is running Miss Stacy ragged. She's running Miss Stacy ragged. In fact, Miss Stacy looked like she wanted to say, I quit on the phone. She was like, girl, good luck. Wedding planner or nah. Y'all know them wedding planners be getting testy. Like, if this isn't what you want, you're gonna blame all this shit on me. And I got a career. I got other clients that I got to take care of, and I don't want you bad talking me, right? So she basically put all of Selena's business out here to let her know that she is bridezilla for sure. That's what you need to know. All right, moving on. Now we are at the blind date event. This was a fast episode. Now we're at the blind date event for Miss Marie. And each one of the Belles had to pick an eligible bachelor for Marie. Somebody that she doesn't know, somebody they handpicked themselves. And yeah, okay. Anyway, Marie comes walking into the place with a nice little like a bodycon dress, off the shoulder, belted, looked very cute, very Marie-esque. Nothing like that trash they tried to put her in earlier in the show. But she came in also with her daughter Amber, and her daughter Amber said, baby, I'm going to be whispering to you which one to pick and which one not to pick. Y'all remember Amber told her that she needs to get back on the damn wagon and leave her daddy alone. Okay? I don't know why you like that man. He's my father and I love him, but he ain't for you. So Amber is there to help keep her straight, which was actually cute and very, very funny. Hey, Kevin. Anyway, they blindfold Marie and they tell her that she's going to have some challenges, some tasks that she's going to do with all of these men. There's 6 of them, by the way. And anytime she thinks, you know what, you're not the man for me, she gets to ring a cowbell and that person's supposed to go away, disappear. You're not a part of the list anymore. Okay. So basically the last man standing is going to win the date. And the date is going to be sponsored by Latrice at Taste or something going on with Taste. Okay. Anyway, Marie says in confessional that she got the jitterbugs in her belly. I think she meant the butterflies, but you know, whatever. She says she has butterflies in her belly. She's excited. This is the most, excitement she's had about dating in a very long time because she can't even remember the last time she dated. And that's when the bachelors start coming in, right? One by one, they introduce them. Bachelor number 1 is a light-skinned gentleman, tall. He's a musician. He plays the saxophone. He also got his hair slicked back. You know what I'm saying? He got a natural curl and his shit is in a little ponytail. So we find out later that this man is someone that Marie has met before and was actually attracted to. So whoever brought him in is like, this is a sure win for Marie, right? The second guy come in as a young buck, 28 years old, personal trainer, looks young. Next person in is 36 years old, visual artist, handsome guy. They're all handsome in their own way. We got a 34-year-old principal, a 49-year-old aerospace contractor, and a 36-year-old entrepreneur. That's all we're told. Oh, Lord, let's get to it. Okay, I ain't going to tell y'all everything that happened, but I'll get y'all the most important things. So I told y'all that Marie knew the musician before, right? There's a question that's asked of number 5. This is the aerospace contractor. Number 5 was asked, where was the most exciting or different place that he's ever had the SEX? And he said, in the wilderness. In the woods, in the wilderness, something like that. And everybody was making faces, including Tamber, like, what the hell do you got going on, right? And then we get down to number 6, child. They asked number 6 something about her dating life because Maria's blindfolded. So she doesn't know that number 6 is a woman. Anyway, what's the most interesting part of your dating or dating life or something like that? And number 6 says that the most interesting part was that she had dated basically a whole damn family of women. Okay. She says she dated the auntie, the niece, the daughter, and the mama. Okay. That was hilarious. That was actually hilarious. Anyway, Teresa's on the side because that's the bachelorette that Miss Treese was responsible for. So she walked that lady in there, and in her confessional, she said, "I don't know why Marie just doesn't give in, okay, to her urges. I saw how she was looking at that woman at the strip club. This is very much up her this is very much up her alley." Now, Marie still has the blindfold on, and she said, "Bitch, I knew it. I knew it in my spirit that Latrice was going to pull some shit like this, and I don't know why she keep doing it. I'm thinking that she wants to live this out for herself, right?" So they're making all kinds of jokes. Anyway, after that lady said she dated a whole family of women, and might have threw the grandma in it, I don't know. Marie picked up her cowbell and she was the first to go, child. She was like, ding, 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 ding. No, ma'am. Okay. No, ma'am. No how. No way. Absolutely the not. Too much for me. Anyway, Marie ends up picking the 49-year-old aerospace contractor, the one that did the Do in the Wilderness. Okay. And Marie said that she was happy. She had a good time. I know that she's also filing this in her memory banks because she's definitely getting Latrice back, even if she didn't see that lady. Marie actually tells the lady that they did nice work. All the men sound like they were good dudes or whatever. And Tambra says, listen, if it doesn't work out with the contractor, just go to the next in line because they are all interested in you, including the 28-year-old. Okay, the woman was the first person to get the cowbell, and then right off rip. Okay, GP. Marie said, "You just too young, child, so go on ahead and leave too." Okay, now after all of that, and that was a good time. That was a good time. I like to see that moment with the ladies. After all of that, that's when Selena chimes in and drops the news in front of all the bells. Take the poll at the top of the chat. Drop the news in front of all the bells that Glenn told Mike that he went to see a divorce lawyer to talk to him about what life looks like after marriage, talk to him about post-nups and other financial shit, right? And she says this, and you could see Letitia's Pearson, I was going to say Scott, Letitia Pearson's face completely cracked. She just looked at her like, girl. And you know when sometimes you're so embarrassed that you're trying to make it normal. It was that kind of embarrassment. She was like, no, I didn't hear that. Oh my God. And when did he say this? She was like, he told it to Mike. And so Tisha's like trying to run it in her head. She said, he's never said anything like that to me. I don't know anything about it. This is the first I'm ever hearing it. And then she starts, kind of calculating a little bit. And Selena decides she's going to tell on herself. And she goes, yeah, I've already told this story to Treese and Tambra. And she said, you did. And now Treese and Tambra are sitting there looking at her funny like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because they realize y'all have been having meetings every single episode about treating each other with a little more kindness and a little more respect. And look, Letitia said it goes out the door with me. Y'all give it to everybody else except for me. And she's not lying. This would be proof of that, right? So she said, huh. And she went, after you demanded that we all come to you if we hear anything that's out of pocket in the streets about your man, this is how you're playing me? And then you hear Latrice chime in and say, well, this isn't exactly the same, right? Even though it's out of pocket about your man was the one who spread the shit. Your man spread the story. So it's not the same as what happened with Selena and Mike in the baby story. She's not lying, but it's still a matter of respect. It's still a matter of respect, which y'all all asked for. Either way, now Tisha's wheels are still spinning. And she's like, did you know this information when I came to your house to help you with your wedding? And Selena said, yeah. I did. But I was just thinking about the wedding. I didn't have Mike in my head. I didn't have Glenn in my head. I wasn't thinking about any of that. And Tisha said, okay, cool. Tisha grabbed her damn purse and started packing up. She looked over at her good friend Marie and said, baby, I hope you find love. I hope that man that you picked tonight is the one. Okay. But I'm about to leave, ladies. And now everybody's like, oh my God, are you serious? Because they know she's pissed. She said, hell yeah. Because if I stay here, I'm going to say some shit. I'm going to get up out of character. I know it for a fact. So I'm going to walk out the door. And now everybody's like, oh my God, Treese, she about to press you. She was like, let her. I don't know why Selena got all, excuse me, I said Treese. It was Selena. She was like, oh, Selena, she about to press you. She said, I don't care. Let her. I don't know why you did that, girl. You could have said sorry instead of trying to, buck up. I didn't like that, Selena. You were wrong, girl. And I would have liked for you to say, you know what? You told me to. You absolutely right. I knew we was all going to hear it eventually anyway. And this is how I ended up telling it. But you're right. The same shit I asked y'all, I should have implied, I should have put on myself. And I didn't do it. Nope, she didn't do that. And while Letitia is walking out the door, Selena also has the nerve to scream out, don't put my name in it. Like she doesn't want Letitia to tell Glenn that's where she heard it from. How dare you, Selena? Oh my goodness. Anyway, Letitia looked back so quick and she said, bitch, you're the one who told me. What you mean don't put you in it? I don't owe you that. And she doesn't owe that to you. You didn't do what you needed to get that respect. If you would have told her that in private and said, don't put me in it, maybe. But you didn't do that, girl. So absolutely not. And you lucky she got up and walked away from the table, because sometimes that's the type of shit that have you rolling around on the floor like y'all sumo wrestlers or something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Selena could have told Letitia when yes, she definitely should have and could have. And there's no way you didn't see that woman walking through your door, the door of your house, and not immediately think about that divorce, because that he went to see a divorce lawyer because of the way you told Timber and Treese. You were too excited. You were too excited to spread the news, girl. Even in that part of the scene where people are talking about finding love, if ever it shouldn't have been on your mind, it should have been then. That's when you wouldn't bring it up. Like, oh shit, I was so excited for Marie finding love that it didn't even occur to me to talk about divorce. Not to mention I'm getting married. You know what I'm saying? No. You lied. So anyway, I thought that Selena was really dirty with that. And Tisha went on out to the car and dialed Glenn's number, and she had a look on her face like a huff. And Glenn said, what happened? What'd I do? What happened? What's going on? And that's where it ends. It's to be continued to next week. Because, bitch, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? You talking about me and respecting you and first this and that and the other, and you're not showing her respect. And that's how I know you did it on purpose, because you already know better. You know Mike was going to take that back to Selena. You could have told him to shut up. But either way, I asked you guys to vote. And if you are watching the replay, you can do it. Go ahead and put it in the comment section. I asked the question. I asked you guys the question, did Selena do Tisha dirty by announcing Glenn saw a divorce lawyer in front of all the Belles instead of taking her to the side in private? Because she could have still took her to the side in private at this dating event. She could have said, can I talk to you outside for a second? She was being nasty all the way around, in my opinion, and 60% of y'all agreed that it was dirty, while 40% of you said no. You thought it was okay to say in front of everyone, which is, it keeps the show moving, if nothing else, right? But it also keeps people in bad places with each other, because this just leaves the door open for Letitia to do something slimy with Selena later, and she will. And she will. And that basically was the end of the show, baby. That was the end of it. This went by really fast. And we'll see what happens next week. And tonight, I'm coming back to do one more review, or not review, maybe a review. Not sure yet. Not sure yet. I want to get Real Housewives of Atlanta out the way, but I also want to talk to you guys about Martell Holt, and then also something that I received from Destiny. So keep your notification bells on for that, okay? And we will talk again later on. Thank you to all of you for coming through, the moderators and everything. Oh, hold on. I also want to say thank you to Nancy Grace for becoming a member. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you. I didn't get a chance to say that a little earlier, and I should have. Okay. Anyways, thanks every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Y'all know how I feel about y'all. Yep. Come back for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'll try to get that out tonight. It'll be late, though, after Love and Marriage Huntsville, but we'll get it done. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Hit the like button, share the video, become a subscriber if you are not already. And until the next one, bye-bye.